Hello, fellow Biafrans. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your location. I am here today once more for us to continue the discussion of our religion, which is Biafra. My people, Biafra is our religion, and we must continue to evangelize and preach and talk about Biafra. Join me, my people, my fellow Biafrans. I have come again. Join me from wherever you are watching. As you are joining, like and share. And as this is an interactive session always, make your comments respectfully and constructively, and we will discuss it. Before I continue, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, let me thank God. Merciful God, I thank and glorify your holy name for today. Today was our leaders' court hearing, and it has gone the way it did. Father, Lord, we are believing in you for his release. I also pray for the protection of our current leader, the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Meji Buago, one of Biafra land. Nothing will happen to him. God Almighty protect him and protect all Biafrans all over the world. He say, hello, Henry. Thank you for joining. My people, join me. Onyendu went to court today, and I will play you the video of Onyendu's court hearing. Join me, let us continue. Before I go straight to the court hearing and the outcome, let me play you the video of our voting.
Fellow Biafrans, my name is Marvelous Arenze Chukwuempo. As a major, Unotokla vote, the Biafran self-referendum e-voting is in progress and will be until December this year, 2024. I know you think we still have time, but the duration time we have from now till then is Sitenga Runga. Not too fast. We take the reason now. The Biafran Prime will do his part, which doesn't need emphasis because it is obvious. But he, Simon Ekpa, is entitled to one vote, just like every other Biafran. I respectfully urge you all, Biafrans all over the world and young, to participate in the ongoing Biafran seats and assist those who need to be guided about it, to demonstrate our willingness to exit Nigeria. We may not all be in the army, in the media, or in the government, but together from Benue to Kogi, Enugu, Ebonyi, Edo, Imo, Bas, Delta, Cross River, Anambra, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, Abia, and Biafrans all over the world. Together, we will vote to decide our future, and our vote must count. This is a new.
Thank you. That's the new dimension. My fellow Biafrans, you could remember that Onyendu, he gave us all a task. He said we should go and listen to Simon Ekpa, that he is bringing a new dimension. Getting Biafra for us, and the process and everything has to do with our e-voting. For self-referendum, my people, you know, the world guaranteed so many things, so many rights that most people do not try to engage into or to benefit from. The zoo, they will know that now Nememe, this year December, maka na ndị na-achị zoo amara akwụkwọ fa mara ife a na-akọ. Biafra will come in this multi-dimensional way, including the legal way that is available to us. Fa bujuru ngwa agha niile, ship ndị UK nọ na zoo, nke ndị China nọdụ de, nke ndị India nọdụ, falo na anyị na-abịa ibutelufe agha, fa butekwa agha a ga-anụkwu ya, bet ọ bụrụ agha ka anyị na-eji nụ. Anyị esigofe azụ, anyị ga-enweta Biafra n'ụdị dị iche. So my people, let no one be scared of anything. Join me and let us talk about it. This is an interactive session. Anyone who wants to join should indicate so that I will bring the person in to talk to Biafrans. My people, Onyendu was in court today, and make no mistakes, they did not release him as usual. I beg your pardon. But I'm trusting God in his infinite mercy that God Almighty will release Onyendu in a very different way, in a way that no one expects. I will not use the word mystery, because our God is not a mystery God. He's a wonderful God. He will bring Onyendu out for us. Let me go straight and look for the video and show you Onyendu in court. You know?
And they know it very well. They know it very well. And I suspect that some people in government are complicit. They are making money with insecurity. That's correct. They're making money with it. They know now the Kanu is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the east and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you.
So, sir,
nobody can.
Sir, are you against?
Who is the idiot? Form of violence or insecurity in the southeast in the name of IPOK business one, and they know that. Let me come out of this nonsense, this mess. 2 minutes only. Only 2 minutes, I guarantee you. And there'll be peace in the east, not just southeast. Everywhere in the east, it's not the entire south.
My people, you know that when anytime Onyendu has a case, these people will go and claim 500 million, and they will say that it is a security money or security fees. These are people that nobody understands them at all. Nigeria is a country, a failed state. Nigeria is a failed state, my people. Yes, even our Prime Minister, he said it here in one of his videos. He said it, that the zoo has fallen, and I agree with him.
The zoo has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
Yes. Yes, the zoo has fallen. There is no doubt about that. The zoo has actually fallen. So for today's hearing, I will play you the voice of my colleague. I usually like to use his voice when I'm doing my program, because in that way we are sharing each other's video and sharing the news about Biafra. This news relates to the total hearing that went on today in court, Onyendu's hearing. Sorry about that.
Justice Binta Nyako, federal government in shock as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gives condition to continue trial. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's date is 17th of April 2024, and I have a breaking information for every one of you listening to me right now from where you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, I do not want to talk too much. Rather, let me go straight and read the news in details. And as you can see, I will be reading from one of the Zoo media outlets, Daily Post. And according to their headline, they said, Nigeria government kicks as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lists conditions for resumption of trial. This is just a couple of minutes ago, as at the time of recording this very news at the Federal High Court, Abuja. They said, the federal government has kicked against conditions submitted by the 10th leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for the resumption of his trial. For the resumption of the trial of all Biafrans. Yes, because once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes to the court, Biafrans at large, 70 million Biafrans go to court at the same time with him. So I'm not talking about those who share him, at the court premises. No, I'm talking about what he represents and what he carries as the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Once he's in court, all Biafrans are on trial. While all of us outside keep fighting, as we are fighting for our freedom, we are also fighting for his release. Now, they continue. During the hearing on Wednesday at the Federal High Court, Abuja, Kanu agreed to acceleration of prosecution of the charges against him on the ground that his conditions are met. The IPOB leader, through his lawyer, Barrister Aloye Jimako, listed 3 conditions that must be met before the trial could resume. Among others, he demanded that the bail granted him earlier be restored to enable him prepare for his defense. He claimed that the bail was erroneously revoked based on a false and fraudulent claim of the federal government. Kanu also requested.
Can you imagine the court saying that his bail was erroneously revoked? A country that has no basis on whatever they do, even the judiciary will allow themselves to be controlled with illiterates that are ruling them with forged certificates.
The setting aside of the arrest warrant issued against him based on allegations by the government that he had jumped bail and escaped out of the country. He also demanded that his lawyer must be permitted to have unhindered access to him as required by law. The Biafra agitator said that he would be willing to face accelerated trial once the conditions are met. The federal government, through its counsel, Adeboroja Awomolo, they called him Adeboyega, but I call him Adeboroja Awomolo San, asked the court to reject the conditions on the ground that they are frivolous, vexatious, irritating, and baseless. You see, and they called him San. Anyway, he's working for his pocket. He's working from his pocket, and of course, he is a saboteur. Unbelievable. From the south as well, who should be standing for the people, not for the zoo government. Anyway, there's no difference between him and other criminal politicians that we have here in the southern part of the zoo. The senior lawyer said that the court had earlier rejected the bail application, and as such, the court cannot overrule itself. Awomolo argued that the only option open to Kanu is to go to the Court of Appeal to challenge the rejected bail request. He wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go to the Court of Appeal to challenge the rejected bail request because they know very well that they have nothing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The zoo is aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no offense known to law. The only offense that he committed, which the law is not aware of, is that he demanded for the freedom of his people. That is the offense. To the eyes of the zoo government officials, it is a crime to their own eyes. But in the eyes of the law, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit no crime, because the law, both locally and internationally, permit every individual or a people the freedom of speech, the freedom of organization, the freedom of free movement, and the freedom of decision for you to decide what you want to do with your life. Did you get that? The freedom of association, very important. You can decide, okay, from today, I do no longer want to associate with the zoo. The law says you are right to do so. So, what is that thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit? No crime. I have a video to show you. I want you to stick around. Now, African Charter Article 20. Go and read from 1, 2, and 3. He stated it very, very clear that every oppressed people have the right to be free, have the right. In fact, it called it liberation struggle. And when you go and check the real meaning of liberation struggle, it also requires you to carry arms and defend yourself. That is the liberation struggle. So they know. This criminal lawyer called Adeboroja Awomolo, or whatever they call him, is aware, because they called him son. He knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit no crime. That instead, the zoo government is the one who actually committed crime against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just like as Barrister Nemeke Ejiofor. That if the zoo government or the zoo as an entity is a human being, should be in jail at this period for committing a crime of kidnapping against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He stated it categorically clear, and that is pure. That is the truth. You cannot hear any other or a better truth than that. Yes. So this Adeboroja is aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commits no crime. That's why they are now asking him to go to appeal court, because they know that going to appeal court will buy them more time for them to continue to oppress Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon to see if he will finally, give up one day and say, I know they do again. That's what, in fact, that is the only, when you hear negotiation, the only negotiation they are negotiating with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to persuade him to drop Biafra, believing that if he drops Biafra today, that Mazi Simon Ekpa will be out. And the people who are doing this are the so-called Southeast politicians. Mad people everywhere. Now, they said here in conclusion, they said, meanwhile, further hearing is ongoing before Justice Binta Nyako. Now, we are going to bring to you how everything is going to end, maybe before the end of today. Now, I don't want to talk too much. I just want to play a particular video that is already in circulation for you to watch and see how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arrived to the court. And of course, some people gather to pray for him and, exchange pleasantries. So watch the video and make it go viral.
People, the hearing of Onyendu is something that every Biafran is talking about. Unfortunately, the only ones that are not talking about it are the governors, the group of governors that feel that talking about Biafra will contradict their loyalty to Nigeria. But we do not care. There are only but few people, 4 or 5 of them or 6 of them, depending on number of states, that existed there in Southeast. We do not need them for anything, honestly speaking. Those governors are not good representatives of our people. They are not at all. They are not. I will play you the voice of a group of Biafrans that gathered together, to talk about the release of Onyendu. So it's not something that anyone would say that is not every Biafran that wants our freedom. We all want our freedom, and we talk about it as a group. How many million Biafrans? We are more than 70 million. It's only those governors that are very loyal to Fulani government of the zoo.
For us to be one strong united country, we must be built on the principles of justice, equity, and fairness. And that is why you are young and you are begging. That the Constitution gives him power to continue any criminal prosecution. And that power is the power we want the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be the Attorney General, to issue the knowledge to the Federal High Court. And this continue the ongoing trial and release our brother, Mnk'S, so that the path to peace and reconciliation can start.
My people, have you all seen it? These are Biafrans that gather together in homeland. They are no longer scared whether the military or the police or anybody will come to shoot them. We all want to go. We want our freedom. There is no amount of persuasion to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that will make him drop Biafra. We all know that he will not do it. He will never drop Biafra. Because my colleague that you heard his voice now, he said yesterday in his broadcast of yesterday that the court wanted to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the governor said no. Let Nigeria government wait for them to catch our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. But it's unfortunate that they will never do that. Hello, my brother Peter, thank you for joining. Onyendu went to court today. I'm sure you are aware of that. And my colleague have just read the outcome of the hearing. You know, Onyendu is the one now giving them condition of how his court will go ahead, because the cold feet that the DSS, okay, you know about it. The DSS and the zoo government have developed a cold feet on deciding Onyendu's case, but we all know why. Them and those who abducted Onyendu, they don't want to release Onyendu in a hurry because they don't know how they will face Onyendu when he will come out. That is number one. Number two is that the governors of the Southeast, the cowards, they are loyal to the Fulani. And as I said last time, our Prime Minister is not only fighting the Fulanis, he is fighting the Oyibo that are interested in the zoo. The Oyibo, they want gas and crude, which Putin used to supply them and which he does not supply them anymore. He has stopped it. You all know how Russia behaves. So their interest is not in the zoo as individuals. Their interest in the zoo is just what they will benefit, which is gas and the crude oil. While the Fulani is taking the same advantage to Fulanize us and every other religious interest they have. My people, it is not going. Yes, my brother. So when they are saying this, talking about public interest, look at this number of Biafrans with Chidi Imo. Look at it. Fearless Biafrans, that is in the zoo. Because sometimes they will tell us, oh, come back now. If you go to our comment section, you will hear what people are telling you. Oh, why don't you come home? Come back now. Come and do it at home. Why don't you come home? I didn't live in Nigeria or Biafra land because I am a refugee or I'm running away. I went abroad to study and to do my personal business. If I am home, I will also agitate there. Yes, but look at these ones. They are very brave, both children and adults, talking about Biafra under the leadership of Chidimo. Chidimo was the one leading them. They are talking about it. So those who are in Africa telling us, oh, why don't you come? Of course we will come. We will come. When all of us are there and they're buying everybody, there will be those who will live to tell the story of what happened. So we are doing our best. Even our prime minister, people have accosted him several times. Why don't you come back? Why don't you come back? They're saying it because they know that zoo is Golgotha, where they nail people. Yes, that's why. Zoo is not a country. I'm telling you, I will play you people what Jonathan said during one of the conferences, that zoo is just a geographical expression, according to Babawo. Let me play this video.
So that note that we're still calling on him, that it is time, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it is time to open the gates and let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. The reason for him releasing will open the door for genuine reconciliation and resolution of all the issues. And these issues are hinging on injustice and treatment that are not fair to equals. Because under the Constitution, he has the power through his Attorney General to issue knowledge.
Yes, my people, you see, when you are doing something like this, a lot of things will surely happen and it shouldn't surprise anyone. Freedom fighting comes with all sorts, especially when you are dealing with people who they don't have knowledge at all. They don't have any experience. They don't. You will be wondering what is going on. Shalom, AGK, my brother. How are you? Thank you for joining. Israeli togetherness. We win. Greetings from Fatherland Biafra. Oh, my brother, bless you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Ezinwannem. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Like and share. And remember to subscribe to Betty Ford TV. That is my YouTube channel. And follow me on Betty Ford Second Facebook. Thank you, my people. I will be bringing you the video as I have them to show you what is going on. Jonathan said that Nigeria is not a country, is not a nation. Yes, it's not. And I agree with him. I agree with him. It's not. When people tell the truth, because the truth is always very bitter, nobody likes it. But it has to be told, because our Lord Jesus Christ said that you should say the truth so that the truth will set you free. We have to tell the truth.
Thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I refer to the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And that probably this would help us to have a...
Yeah, that founding leader he is referring to is Babawo. Babawo, Isaac Nnamdi Azikiwe, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, they are the founding leaders of the zoo. You know, if Azikiwe comes out today to see what is going on, he will be crying, he will be weeping, because he put us in this mess. I beg your pardon. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa never wanted the independence. The Fulanis, the Hausas, they wanted to be on their own. But Zik, as the ceremonial president then, was persuaded, and he went and brought, what's his name, to join. And look at it today.
On the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria.
You see what what he said now is exactly what is happening that happened in the UK. Nigeria is a mere geographical expression. It's not like what happened in the UK, where they have London, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. Do you people know that these are three nations? Instead of these people to allow us to have our own like that, they will go and hide behind the Fulanis, making life very difficult for us. Because as I can be very honest with you, that our Prime Minister is not just fighting the zoo, he is fighting Oyibo. Oyibo, who their interest is centered there, and they keep pushing all these people to rule Nigeria because they know that there are people that cannot challenge them. You saw when Obi won the election, they refused to allow Obi to rule because somebody like Peter Obi is the kind of face they don't want to see there. People who are properly educated, and he is a core Biafran. This is the thing. So let's listen to Jonathan.
Those who do not, this is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, "It is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit." This is accredited to Sir Amadu Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. The third, and I quote, "Since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs." And
this is it. You know, that is what our prime minister called dangerous diversity. They will tell you, oh, you have to diversify. Thank you, Abia the best. Thank you for joining. Like and share and click the like button so that it will notify other people that I am on. What Jonathan is reading out at the moment is what our prime minister called dangerous diversity. And who did he say mention this? That person was Adwana of Sokoto? No, Amadou Bello. No, what am I talking? Abubakar Tafawa Balewa said that the British are trying to unite Biafra, Nigeria, the indigenous people, that we have different religions, different cultural background, and that we are not the same. And Nigeria can never be the same. Nigeria can never be the same. You know? Yeah, don't be pained. Let me play this Onyendu's hearing today, the outcome, what Onyendu did, which shocked the court. You know, Onyendu is always a man of surprise. You know, Onyendu is one cat with 9 lives. Let me play it again. It's very brief.
Kanu list conditions for resumption of trial. This is just a couple of minutes ago, as at the time of recording this very news at the Federal High Court, Abuja. They said, the federal government has kicked against conditions submitted by the 10th leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for the resumption of his trial. For the resumption of the trial of all Biafrans. Yes, because Kanu goes to the court, Biafrans at last. 70 million Biafrans go to court at the same time with him. So I'm not talking about those who share him, at the court premises. No, I'm talking about what he represents and what he carries as the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Once he's in court, all Biafrans are on trial. While all of us outside keep fighting, as we are fighting for our freedom, we are also fighting for his release. Now, they continue. During the hearing on Wednesday at the Federal High Court, Abuja, Kanu agreed to acceleration of prosecution of the charges against him on the ground that his conditions are met. The IPOB leader, through his lawyer, Barrister Aloye Jimako, listed 3 conditions that must be met before the trial could resume. Among others, he demanded that the bail granted him earlier be restored to enable him prepare for his defense. He claimed that the bail...
Yeah, he is talking about bail. My people, in as much as I am not with them, last time on the 19th of March, last month, the lady judge, Binta Anyako, she talked about this bill not being the right thing for them to be applying for. And I agree with that. My reason for agreeing with that is that the court has already said that there is no court in Nigeria that has jurisdiction over Onyendu's case. You see, there is no court in Nigeria that has jurisdiction over Onyendu's case based on illegality. Nigeria as a nation or as a country has committed international and national offense. They breached the rule of law by going to abduct Onyendu forcefully, kidnapped him, tortured him, and took him away from that country to Nigeria, which is a different country from the location in Kenya. You don't do things like that. Everything in life has procedure. Even if you want to drink water, You know that what you are hungry, you either use your hand to fetch the water to drink, or you take a cup. If you are hungry, you don't go to the tap and put your mouth there and be drinking. Everything in life has procedure. If you want to eat, then you'll be ready to cook. And when you are cooking, you have different condiments that you will use in cooking, which is the process of cooking. Nigeria doesn't follow any process, whether be it legal or non-legal matter. Nigeria, they don't. So Onyendu's lawyers have had a conference with Onyendu, and they have arrived at this conclusion that his bail has to be restored. But Onyendu has no case to answer. They have said it, that he should be sent back to Kenya, pay him 500 million. That was last year. This is what I suppose that Onyendu's lawyers would have been hammering on. But you all know that it is the Southeast governors and the IPOB Nigeria, the DOS, they are the ones delaying all this. So this is just a very minor and irrelevant court drama going on in Onyendu's case. So for Onyendu to be asking for his bail to be restored is a thing that could be done by court, if Nigeria is a court that has conscience. But the judiciary in Nigeria allows the Nigeria government, the executive, to control them. So they have no right to be dilly-dally in this very case. But they are, because Onyendu is an Igbo man. If he is a Yoruba or Hausa or Fulani, they would have released him a long time ago. You also Wandume, the terrorist kidnapper. He was released last week. What are we talking about? Igboho is now, they say he's now back in Nigeria, gallivanting everywhere. Nothing is happening to him. He is asking for Duduwa nation, just like Onyendu is asking for Biafra nation.
Was erroneously revoked based on a false and fraudulent claim of the federal government. Kano also requested that the setting aside of the arrest warrant issued against him based on allegations by the government that he had jumped bail and escaped out of the country. He also demanded that his lawyer must be permitted to have unhindered access to him as required by law. The Biafra agitator said that he would be willing to face accelerated trial once the conditions are met. The federal government, through its counsel, Adeboroja Awomolo, they called him Adeboyega, but I call him Adeboroja Awomolo, Sam, asked the court to reject the conditions on the...
My people, you see, these three or two things that Onyendu are demanding for. My people, in the Western world, the courts, they know that this is the kind of thing. Hello, my people. Sonny, thank you for joining. Remember to click the like button. Hello, Julie. Great, the great. You are all welcome. We are talking about Onyendu's hearing. Our leader, he went to court today, and Onyendu has his own conditions that he gave the court. That's what we are analyzing. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all.
This is just a couple of minutes ago, as at the time of recording this very news at the Federal High Court, Abuja. They said the federal government has kicked against conditions submitted by the 10th leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for the resumption of his trial. For the resumption of the trial of all Biafrans. Yes, because once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes to the court, Biafrans at large, 70 million Biafrans go to court at the same time with him. So I'm not talking about those who share him, at the court premises. No, I'm talking about what he represents and what he carries as the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra once he's in court all Biafrans are on trial. While all of us outside keep fighting, as we are fighting for our freedom, we are also fighting for his release. Now, they continue. During the hearing on Wednesday at the Federal High Court, Abuja, Kanu agreed to acceleration of prosecution of the charges against him on the ground that his conditions are met. The IPOB leader, through his lawyer, Barrister Aloye Jimako, listed 3 conditions that must be met before the trial could resume. Among others, he demanded that the bail granted him earlier be restored to enable him prepare for his defense. He claimed that the bail was erroneously revoked based on a false and fraudulent claim of the federal government. Kanu also requested that the setting aside of the arrest warrant issued against him based on allegations by the government that he had jumped bail and escaped out of the country. He also demanded that his lawyer must be permitted to have unhindered access to him as required by law. The Biafra agitator said that he would be willing to face accelerated trial once the conditions are met. The federal government, through its counsel, Adeboroja Awomolo, they called him Adeboyega, but I call him Adeboroja Awomolo San, asked the court to reject the conditions on the ground that they are frivolous, vexatious, irritating.
So, my people, you see, the legal process in the zoo is always like the zoo themselves. How can you be told to release somebody by the High Court on grounds that there is an illegality in rendition in Onyendu, and you will be telling Nigeria government not to accept to do the right thing, and you are a lawyer? You can imagine that. Their lawyers don't even tell them the truth. This is the proper legal process. He is only making the demand that the court should obey their own law. Can you imagine that? And the son, senior advocate, is telling Nigeria government not to accept it. Because Onyendu said that he is now willing to go through all the legal processes and the procedures, provided because recently his lawyers started complaining that when they come to see Onyendu, the DSS will be searching them, mount camera, record everything that they are saying. This is not done anywhere in the world. Your conference with your client there is very, very private. It should be private, because at the end of the day, the judge will hear the whole thing in the court. So why would people who are not judges or lawyers, simply because they are security agents, be treating Onyendu like a criminal, whereas they are letting criminals to go every day? Even terrorists, they will tell you that they are repented. So Onyendu is demanding that the court should comply with the rules. They are not following the right process, and this is what he is demanding for. If your people are not going to release me, as the High Court said, release me, that's Onyendu now. They said no. Okay, for the court to go ahead, you should allow my barristers free access. Not when they come, you ask them to remove their trouser, remove their boxer. What sort of court is that? So this is the Onyendu's demand. And their lawyer is telling the zoo, the judiciary, not to accept. Can you imagine that?
And baseless. You see, and they called him San. Anyway, he's working for his pocket. He's working for his pocket, and of course, he is a saboteur. Unbelievable. From the south as well, who should be standing for the people, not for the zoo government. Anyway, there's no difference between him and other criminal politicians that we have here in the southern part of the zoo. The senior lawyer said that the court had earlier rejected the bail application, and as such, the court cannot overrule itself. Awomolo argued that the only option open to Kanu is to go to the Court of Appeal to challenge the rejected bail request. He wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go to the Court of Appeal to challenge the rejected bail request because they know very well that they have nothing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The zoo is aware.
Yes, the zoo is always using court to do whatever. After all, the man that won during the time of Hope Uzodinma in Imo State, did they not tell him to go to court? Court is where they use people as they like. They use court to do anything they want. So my people, this is just a very unfortunate situation. It is.
Justice Binta Nyako, federal government in shock as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu son asked the ground that they are frivolous, vexatious, irritating, and baseless. You see, and they called him son. Anyway, he's working for his pockets. He's working for his pocket, and of course, he is a saboteur. Unbelievable. From the south as well, who should be standing for the people, not for the zoo government. Anyway, there's no difference between him and other criminal politicians that we have here in the southern part of the zoo. The senior lawyer said that the court had earlier rejected the bail application, and as such, the court cannot overrule itself. Awomolo argued that the only option open to Kanu is to go to the Court of Appeal to challenge the rejected bail request. He wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go to the Court of Appeal to challenge the rejected bail request because they know very well that they have nothing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The zoo is aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no offense known to law. The only offense that he committed, which the law is not aware of, is that he demanded for the freedom of his people. That is the offense. To the eyes of the zoo government officials, it is a crime to their own eyes. But in the eyes of the law, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit no crime because the law, both locally and internationally, permit every individual or a people the freedom of speech, the freedom of organization, the freedom of free movement, and the freedom of decision for you to decide what you want to do with your life. Did you get that? The freedom of association, very important. You can decide, okay, from today, I do no longer want to associate with the zoo. The law says you are right to do so. So, what is that thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit? No crime. I have a video to show you. I want you to stick around. Now, African Charter Article 20. Go and read from 1, 2, and 3. He stated it very, very clear that every oppressed people have the right to be free, have the right. In fact, it called it liberation struggle. And when you go and check the real meaning of liberation struggle, it also requires you to carry arms and defend yourself. That is the liberation struggle. So they know. This criminal lawyer called Adeboroja Awomolo, or whatever they call him, is aware because they called him son. He knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit no crime. That instead, the zoo government is the one who actually committed crime against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just like as Barrister Nemeke Ejiofor. That if the zoo government or the zoo as an entity is a human being, should be in jail at this period for committing a crime of kidnapping against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He stated it categorically clear, and that is pure. That is the truth. You cannot hear any other or a better truth than that. Yes. So this Adeboroja is aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commits no crime. That's why they are now asking him to go to appeal court because they know that going to appeal court will buy them more time for them to continue to oppress Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon to see if he will finally, give up one day and say, I know they do again. That's what, in fact, that is the only, when you hear negotiation, the only negotiation they are negotiating with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to persuade him to drop Biafra, believing that if he drops Biafra today, that Mazi Simon Ekpa will be handicapped. And the people who are doing this are the so-called Southeast politicians. mad people everywhere. Now, they said here in conclusion, they say, meanwhile, further hearing is ongoing before Justice Binta Nyako. Now, we are going to bring to you how everything is going to end, maybe before the end of today. Now, I don't want to talk too much. I just want to play a particular video that is already in circulation for you to watch and see how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arrived to the court. And of course, some people gather to pray for him and, exchange pleasantries. So watch the video and make it go viral.
Well, my people, that is the end of that very topic. We have Jonathan here talking. Let's listen
of
to
willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only a British intention for the country. This is
Well, those their founding leaders, they are making all those statements. And where are we today? Where are we today, my people? We are nowhere with these people. We are nowhere. Yes. We are going nowhere with these people. Biafra must come, and Biafra is here. I have this man. He is from Malawi. He has interviewed Onyendu before. Let me play his voice. I knew people will hear what he has to say about Nigeria. Because Nigeria, yes, we must exit. Exactly, my sister, Juliana. Thank you very much for that submission. Biafra must exit Nigeria. We have no common. Jonathan has said it. He has read it out. Even they knew it, that we were all merged together when we don't have common interest. For instance, now that Biafra is coming, Biafra is a nation, and we all know what a nation is. A nation is a people that have common interest, people that do things together, common cultural rules, everything we do it together. We have common interest, common, everything in common. We marry, we have custom in marriage. Everything we do, we have rules for it. And we are very hardworking people. It has always been Biafrans working so hard. In fact, there's a video I would like to play for you people. I found it from our Prime Minister's Twitter handle this afternoon. You know, I don't know, they cannot keep, they cannot keep using the Igbo blood to put Nigeria together. No, they can't. They can't. We are not their servants at all. That's what they call us, slaves, that we are infidel, whereas they are the biggest infidel of all time. You know? Let me see if it is this one. And you will hear what the man has to say. The PM displayed this today.
In Owerri, the Hausa quarter market.
You may have seen this video, but after the video must have played, I will talk about it.
At Warri has been there for years. I grew up to meet them. Why do you hate Igbos? Igbos contributed to the military. Igbos have contributed to science and technology in Nigeria. Igbos have excelled in sports, if not dominated sport. They've shed their blood for this country. Okwaraji died playing for the Super Eagles. Okwaraji died playing for Super Eagles. Christian Chukwu, what's your man's name? Okala. Igbos have sacrificed their lives for the good of this nation. Igbos have contributed to literature. Igbos have held Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Obiora Kwesili-Eze, Chinua Achebe. Who will I mention? Igbos have contributed to the development of this country. They have excelled in all aspects of the world. Why do you hate Igbos? I'm not an Igbo man. But why do you hate Igbos? Simple reason. Any political midget like El-Rufai, any intellectual dwarf, sees an Igbo man as a threat to his relevance in his immediate community. So it falls back.
Yes, my people, they see us serious threat. But the unfortunate thing, inundi Igbo na-atụ si na onye ajụrụ adajụ onwe. But all these politicians, fajụrụ onwe fa, they are all there watching how Gumi goes into the bush. I saw Peter Obi one time in a picture conversing with Gumi, laughing. The man that brings in terrorists, go and give them gun in the bush. Come down to buy your people. And you are there. Now, Jachapweze, somebody like Obi. Unafuge no Obi bialo with our obiero politics. Nka na-akpọkwa nkwaso si n'Obi mana ife obialo barenji na obiero politics. Ndị ọzọ na-contribute 100 million naira to buy their political post. Obi did not pay a penny because that was the argument. That was the plan. Obi was deputy to Atiku as a PDP man, and they dragged him out. Fana ndị obodo ambi. Ndị alụrụ mani. So you cannot be there watching what the former governor of Borno State, which is now the vice president, Kashim Shettima, ya na ndị otu form Boko Haram. These Southeasterners will be there watching them. Una neje bunata ndị bunu. Ana agwa unu repented Boko Haram. Imakwana ndị Southeast politicians are I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. Their own is the worst. Makofa will tell you that 100 million. Now they want to bring our prime minister. While Gumi is there, nobody, they don't even protest about Gumi's presence. Yes, my brother, Great the Great, said it's a shame that a nation where judicial order should be held to the supreme as the last hope of the common man has turned to be a caricature. Yeah, that's why when the press, when they oppress you, they ask you to go to court. Yes, where they will use the court to squeeze all the blood out of you. You know, that country is, I don't know. Listen to this man, my people.
To tribalism, falls back to regionalism, falls back to religion, to compete, to out-Igbo man. An Igbo man is a hard-working man. An Igbo man is a Republican. He does not bow his head before any person.
No, we don't.
An Igbo man is a frugal person. So he comes to your community, he will do many odd jobs, save his money, live a frugal life, then build a big house. And you are lazy there being an indigene. Lagos is your own. Who told you that? Igbo man is frugal. In my community, at Ugeli, one woman didn't know I was an Urobo man, that I was born in Ofoma in Ugeli. He was telling another woman, you know see how we Urobo people foolish. See this Igbo man when come here just now. If they carry our money with his wife, they go. Who give you money? Shut up your dirty mouth.
Yes, my brother again said, knowing very well they have infiltrated there, useless court, and one can never obtain any justice, never. Do you know that is the reason why when you are looking for a fugitive, the law says you should go and apply to the court of that country where you find that person. When you go to court, the court will consider the safety of that person, which will be guaranteed, or the court will reject your application. So Nigeria government neither go to the court in Kenya or even in Britain to ask that Onyendu should be returned. They never did. And upon that, Onyendu was tortured in Kenya for 8 days. Nobody is talking about it. They are just going from pillar to post. The judiciary is seriously under spell. The Fulani spell, because Fulanis are the ones ruling in the zoo. Fulani spell. The same power is what they used to install Governor Hope Uzodinma. Onye bu egbe na-agbagbu ndị mmadụ mee 419 ojero akwụkwọ nwere nke ọma ọmaro left to right ya. Last time ọnọdụ na-ekwe ụmụ Imo nkwa Sifani ya ga-akpọfa kpọgafa Canada to go and work. When you are a governor, you cannot create job for citizens of your state or indigenes of your state. He could not do that. This is the kind of people that they caught. Somebody, Nigeria, where somebody got 4th position, Eweli as number 1. Useless judiciary. Judges are now allowing themselves to be turned up and down. You're very unprofessional, very condescending. Injustice are now only in Nigeria. When you are releasing criminals on daily basis, Wadume was just released last week, and they will be in court messing up. There is no international business investors that can come to Nigeria to make any investment. The little ones left there have shifted and moved to Ghana, because they cannot bank on anything as something to protect them, because they see all that is going on. They watch. This man talking is a doctor from US.
When I was bus driver in the school, when I was cleaning toilet in the school, when I was gate man in this, when I was living, when I had only 2 shoes, I don't wear wristwatch. Excuse me. I don't wear coral bead. I don't throw my money anyhow. I'm in the farm and I'm going to peel cassava. Then when you see me get rich, you say, see this Igbo man, they can't carry our money go. Stupid human beings. What did Igbo man do to you? What did Igbo people do to you people? You killed them during the Civil War. You told them that you were going to reconcile with them. You don't want them to, you want them to keep quiet in their own country. What did Igbo people do to you people, for God's sake? One of my...
You see, my people, what he just said, you want them to keep quiet in their own country. Do you people consider that it's not long ago that the Fulanis came to our land? Is there in the history? And they are the ones dictating what is going to happen to indigenes of the country. This hatred that he's talking about against the Igbos, it was Ahmadu Bello that sold the Igbos to the whole nation, that we are very domineering. You can imagine a visitor telling you in your house that you are domineering. When a visitor wants to tell you where he wants to remain, the position he wants in your own home, and when you talk, he will tell you that you are very domineering. Because when you ask all the Igbo haters, what has the Igbos done to you? They will not tell you. They will not tell you.
Elders recently, or is he my age mate? Because he heard on radio when I was talking about Igbo people. He said you can never trust an Igbo man. An Igbo man is this, an Igbo man is that. Then immediately after that, he started complaining about an honorable lawyer who is land suppressing him. Is that an Igbo man? Don't we have oppression in this community where I come from? The Igbo man is hardworking. He takes everything he does very seriously. This nonsense must stop in this country. If you don't want the Igbos, let them go. Let them go peacefully. You can't suppress an Igbo man in his own country. If you think that Peter Obi is because he's an Igbo man and he can't rule us, you lie. He has a right to rule this country. Excuse me. Any small thing you can burn Igbo businesses. Any small thing you can kill Igbo people. Any small thing you must do. A cartoon will take place. A cartoon will take place. Olajide, Chukami, please shut up your dirty mouth. You are part of the tribal bigot who say nonsense in this country. Shut up your dirty mouth. Shut up your dirty mouth. Olajide, Chukami, or what? Shut up your dirty mouth. People, the problems in this country. Part of the problem, you are not a typical Yoruba elite. Afenifere will not talk the way you are talking. I'm not promoting division. I'm saying the simple truth and shut up your dirty mouth or get out of here. I don't tolerate people like you. Olajide, shut up your get out of my post. You tribal bigots. You are so afraid of saying the truth. I'm not promoting division. I'm speaking this basic truth. Speaking the basic truth. We can't treat the Igbos as second-class citizens in our own country. And you expect people like me to keep quiet. Rubbish. Rubbish. You starved these people during the Civil War.
Exactly.
You nearly destroyed them. And then you come here and want the Igbo man to keep quiet. Do you know the investment Igbos have put in this country in terms of blood and sweat and intellectual power? Then you stay in your local community, either in Yoruba land or Hausa land, where you, or the north, or in Yoruba land or anywhere, where you have a little comparative advantage. You want to talk to the sixth richest tribe in the whole world, most traveled tribe in the whole world. Intellectual Yoruba don't discriminate against Igbo. That's why the mother of the governor of Lagos State is Igbo. The governor of Lagos State is married to Igbo. That's why David also is Igbo. And their delegates speak Igbo. You midgets. You midgets. Godwin, I won't take it easy. I'm very angry. I'm very angry. Very angry. They will do it to my grandchildren because my grandchildren are going to answer Igbo names. I have an Igbo in-law. If we allow one injustice in our generation, the injustice will continue. Obasanjo is crying now when Obi is deprived of justice. Did Obasanjo not enjoy the privilege of PDP rigging elections? Did Obasanjo not enjoy it?
Exactly.
Very wicked Nigerians. They take advantage of any opportunity.
Yes, my people, that is it. This very man has said it all. He has said it all. This is another man from Malawi. This doctor, he once interviewed Onyendu. Listen to what he said, because it's always good when you see something like this happening. you bring it up. The world will know, they should know and hear what the Nigeria is made of. Those who are supporting Nigeria to remain one while they go to their own country, conduct referendum and exit peacefully, and they will be forcing us to remain one. It will never be well for them.
The truth is that there is no Nigeria anymore. And if Africans are waiting for Nigeria, and they go to AU and they say, we have Nigeria, we have Buhari, and maybe we have Buhari 6.1 feet, but we don't have Nigeria. I have no good words. His Excellency, President Buhari, has to pull up his socks. We are crying for the Nigerians, for the state of Nigeria. It is collapsing. The killings, the murder, the rape, the defilement, the destruction of property, the slaughter of youth, because of one thing they ask for, freedom to express themselves, is what makes me very upset. The truth is that there is no Nigeria anymore.
There is
and
no
if Africans
Nigeria.
are waiting for Nigeria, and they go to AU and they say, we have Nigeria, we have Buhari, and maybe we have Buhari 6.1 feet, but we don't have Nigeria. I have no good words. His Excellency, President Buhari, has to pull up his socks. We are crying for the Nigerians, for the state of Nigeria. It is collapsing. The killings, the murder, the rape, the defilement, the destruction of property, the slaughter of youth, because of one thing they ask for, freedom to express themselves, is what makes me very upset.
Yes, that makes him, it makes him upset. Hello, my brother Ndubisi. Thank you for joining. Good evening. Anyone who wants to join, please indicate so that I will send you a link to join me, or you can call on the number on the screen to talk to Biafrans. This is an interactive session. My people, any day that Onyendu attends court hearing, it brings a very bad memory to us, because without any doubt, we the Biafrans are the reason that Nigeria existed in the first place, because in the north, they have nothing over there. Whatever they have, let them harness it, let them live on it, and leave us alone. All these killings is not what will keep Nigeria one. Rather, currently people from Bayelsa and other Southeasterners, they are now joining what we are doing, my people. They are joining because they have now realized that if they remain in the zoo, that their end is very near. Their end is very, very near. Zoo is not a place for any sane person to live in. Everything we are doing today, they are the cause of it. Because after the war, 1970, they say no victor, no vanquish, one of their lies. And secretly, they continued buying our people. They continue doing bad things to us. They have their secret agenda then, but now it is clearly very open. I don't think that anybody from Nigeria called Zoo will come out again now to say something about what they are saying against the Igbos. No, they won't dare say it, because the buying of people is now everywhere. Everybody Everybody is seeing it. In the first place, they will not blame us for wanting to go. So of all this, the nitty-gritty of this whole thing is that Biafra must come. We need our unity. We need our togetherness. Oh, I have seen Chidimo in Onyendu's hearing today. My people, see it, the video. I couldn't trace it on my system. I've seen Chidimo. It's not showing very well on my phone. So my people, we need to work together, work harder to get Biafra. You have seen how many years it's taking us now, from year 2013 to this date, year 2024. You see? You will see that it has taken quite long. 11 years. Onyendu started in year 2013, discounting the war time that Ojukwu was there. Getting your independence is never easy, especially with a state like Nigeria, where the Fulanis are looking for a place to settle their people. Somebody was arguing with me today. He said, oh, they will never allow you people to go because they know that they are the minority, that if Fulani allow Biafrans to go. I said, no, that is not the reason. I know the reason why it is taking time. But like our Prime Minister said, that you will sleep in Biafra, in Nigeria, and wake up in Biafra land. My brothers, Great the Great, he said, okay, now they are asking for Mazi Simon Ekpa's rendition. Why can't they go and sue him to the Finland court and see if they win him legally or not? Because they know he is fighting for his right. Of course, they will not. You are asking them to go to court, my brother. The court in Nigeria, have they managed it? They are not able to manage it. Yesterday, I played a video of the people that went to Finland. Our Prime Minister, he gets intel. He told us that some people they are sending some people to come and kidnap him in Finland. Nigerians are jokers. Finland is Europe. Europe is not like Africa. And Finland is not like Nigeria. So, our Prime Minister is a very sensible man. He is their soldier. He is their one of the politicians in Finland. He is their in-law. He has their citizenship. So he is well protected. Yes, they cannot. They know that they cannot. They have been to Finland embassy in Nigeria, and Finland embassy told them what they told them. He is their citizen. They have to protect his interest. So they cannot go to court. They know that Finland will never concede to that. You know, as I said, Finland is Europe. They can never do that. And they know that Simon is not, he is not just asking for freedom. They themselves, they got their own freedom from USSR. So they know what liberty and freedom is. They cannot. I don't know if I have answered your question. They cannot go because if they go to court, they will lose. They will lose. That's why zoo government, they don't ever like to go to court in foreign country, because they know that there's a lot of illegality in everything they do. They wallow in illegal activities. For instance, now that they are buying people all over the country, Amnesty International is there in Nigeria now, collecting all their evidence and documents and everything. They will take Nigeria to ICC court. They are still there, the Amnesty International. All their findings, I have them here on my video, but I cannot display it. I cannot. Yes, the great. A government that is filled up with evil, lies, and deceit. Exactly. You know it. So, I'm evangelizing for Biafra, doing what I'm doing. We should all endeavor to support. Number one, or first and foremost, is our e-voting. Our e-voting, very important. According to our Prime Minister, it is going to take 2 or 3 phases. The first phase is this one that started 1st of February this year and will end, it will end 31st of May next month. The second phase, according to the Prime Minister, will start in October of voting, because we need this voting for the declaration. You remember there was a time he talked about the declaration earlier, but things have to be put in place. We are not going to act like Nigeria, though we have lived in Nigeria for so many years. I know that so many of us still have the influence of Nigeria working in us, not allowing us to do things right. But when Biafra comes, everybody will exercise themselves of the effect of Nigeria. You can't behave like a Nigerian in Biafra land. So the whole thing has to be put in place. That's why he shifted this declaration to December. So the second phase of voting will be in October, sometimes. So my people, when Biafra comes, we will have everything at our beck and call and at our disposal. Our children will be going to school in a wonderful school where there will be fun, there will be computers, there will be food available for children in schools, and there will be hospitals in all the local authorities as it is abroad. If you work, you will be paid. When you retire, you will be paid your retirement salaries, so that you will age gracefully. That is what Biafra is all about. Now you have seen the voting, very easy process. Biafra is going to make life very smooth sailing for all Biafrans, because we have suffered enough. As this man said, this very doctor that spoke now, Biafrans have paid an awful lot of price to Nigeria, but Nigeria can never work. It can never work. No matter what it is, Biafra must come. The Oduduwans are smartening up. And as you can see, Tinubu is working with them, because he thought Emiloko, he thought that ruling Nigeria will be like Lagos State when he was governor. He has seen what he cannot tell anybody easily. Fulanis, they are very, in fact, you cannot live with those people. You cannot. Even this Boko Haram that they set up, Tinubu cannot condemn it, because if he tries it, the vice president is the real president of Nigeria. Take it or leave it. And you know how they reason, how they think, what their agendas are. They have serious and evil agenda, dangerous diversity. So now Tinubu is working with his people because he's preparing the Oduduwas to go. And he has released his brother, Sunday Igboho. What else can you do? So we should support our prime minister, support him, pray for him, for his protection. Because the people that wanted to go on suicide mission, they said that they were held in, is it Denmark, near Finland. And the person who's supposed to welcome them in Finland, our prime minister confronted the person, and the person has chickened out. I played the video yesterday. If you people want me to play it again, I can play it. I can play it. I played it yesterday, wanting to bring our prime minister back so that Biafra will completely come to an end. But by the special grace of God, nothing will happen to our prime minister. And by December this year, it will happen. So my people, I have to leave you and love you. Thank you all for joining me. We will all continue to do what is needful, what we're supposed to do until Biafra comes. Nothing will stop it, because many countries have used the procedure we are going to apply now to get their citizens, their independence. So we are going to use that same. We are going to use the same. That's why the prime minister said that you will be sleeping in Nigeria and you wake up in Biafra. Yes. Thank you, Abia the best. I will see you people the same time tomorrow. Always like and share. And those of you that have not subscribed, subscribe to Betty Ford TV. Thank you so much, Henry. Thank you for joining me. I will love you and leave you. All hail Biafra. Peace, progress, unity, and equity. Bye, my people. I love you all. See you tomorrow.